Alrighty, traders, welcome back. What is up, traders? What's up, trading community? Wow, what a day it has been, guys. My name is Chris, and welcome to today's recap of the NASDAQ 100 Futures, guys. Today's session, we're not here to chase squirrels. We're not trying to scalp crumbs off a shaky table. Today, we hunt elephants. We're pulling out the elephant gun, and that means we're looking for one thing and one thing only: real directional moves with meat on the bone, okay? No noise, no guessing, just structure and signal. Now, here's the twist. We're not taking every signal. We're not dancing with price just because it twitched. We're waiting, like the disciplined sniper in the bush, for confirmation that the beast is real. We're using the 2-minute time frame to do it. CYMO Pro is our tracker. It reads market structure like a blood trail. And PureMO is our trigger. Tells us when momentum's not just puffing its chest, but charging with real force, okay? So guys, this isn't your average trade recap. This is a strategic hunt for high probability trend trades. The kind of setups that don't just hand you 5 points and walk away. They run, they charge, and we're ready to take the shot, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and run this bad boy back at 10 times the speed of the market and see exactly how we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna walk you through it step by step. Also going over a few pointers that I posted on the Discord channel today. And if you haven't seen those, I highly encourage you to go ahead and see those, because that right there, guys, is kind of the DNA of what we're going to be talking about today, okay? So before we start any session, as you guys already know, what is the first thing that we do, okay? This is May 8th right here. All this, this blank spot right here on the chart. May 8th hasn't started. So you're sitting down at your desk, the market's about to open, and what do you do, guys? Okay? You look back right here at the last half hour of the trading session to try to get an understanding of what the market was doing, right? And we're going to notice that if we take a step back and look in hindsight, the market was cycling. Now, how do we know that? We know that because price is inside the VWAP right here, okay? And if it's inside the VWAP on the upper left-hand corner over here, it's telling you that the market is cycling. And if the market's cycling, okay, you can look down here at CYMO and you can tell that this bad boy is definitely cycling. You can see the sine wave formations, okay? So if this is the closing bar of yesterday's session and you've got cycle way up here and momentum rising as well, what could potentially happen when the market opens? Give that some thought, guys. All right, if you wanted to look at your 5-minute chart, okay, you can look at that bad boy for structure right here too, okay? And the 5-minute chart is telling you that momentum was already exhausted to the upside. Cycle was coming down, momentum was still above the zero line right there. Nevertheless, the market is cycling. Okay, so let's go ahead and replay this bad boy now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo. Here we go. This will start in a few seconds as soon as it hits 9:30. Follow along with the process, guys. Today we're out for the elephant hunt, okay? We've got the elephant gun out and we're ready to take the shot, but only if the beast comes at us, okay? So we're gonna see exactly how to avoid some of the fake outs that you might see on your charts that'll help you really make heads or tails of what's going on in the market today, okay? So this is a very important session, so make sure you take notes. Or if you have a way to record it, definitely record it, because we are gonna post this on our Discord as well once we're done with the session today. First bar of the day right there, guys. Big bar right there. Look at that, okay? Check that out. Huge bar. We know that the market right out of the gate, guys, okay, just popped, okay? And we know that we were in a cyclic rotation. Cycle just crossed below the zero line right here. So right there, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. The reason I'm going to go ahead and stop it is because does there seem to be a probability right now with what you see on the chart, guys, that price might potentially trend? Okay, and let's go ahead and flag that third bar of the day right here. This is a cycle chart, CYMO set to 7. All right, now first thing you want to do, guys, is we've seen cycle, cycle, cycle. Now all of a sudden we see momentum cross above the 0.90 threshold. All right, first thing we're going to do, okay, is we're going to go ahead and switch over to our trend chart right here. And what is the trend chart telling us? Okay, trend chart is telling you, it's giving you a little bit different picture than the cycle chart there. Okay, momentum just shifted to the upside. You had a cycle swing right here that just ended smack daddy right there, and it doesn't seem like momentum is continuing its way up because it turned vertical right there. Okay, so right there where I've got the arrow, you've got a crossing, and that's a cyclic crossing to the upside. But here's something else, guys. Okay, right here what I did is I took the CYMO indicator and plotted it underneath PureMO down here. Okay, and you can tell right here the moment that the cyan line rushed up, it rushed up, okay, right out of the gate, okay, and it popped, and immediately the cyan line went into exhaustion mode. So this is expansion, this is exhaustion right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch and see how this plays out, because this is very important to not run after these rabbits that you might think are going to turn into elephants. Okay, so you got exhaustion right here. All right, we just had cycle come down below the zero line right there. Now remember, guys, whenever momentum is flat right slightly below the 0.90 line, that's telling you that there might be momentum to the upside, but it is slow. Very, very slow. It's not as strong as when momentum is above the 0.90 threshold right here. But check this out right there, okay? You just had PureMO right there tell you, hey, this is exhaustion zone. This is over. You also had this with the cyan line right here as well, okay? Bingo, right there. The moment it tilted down, that's telling you that there is nothing left in the trade. So we came over here, guys, and at the very outset of the session in this chart, we saw that momentum rose above the threshold. The big $1,000,000 question is this gonna turn into a trend? Or is this just an overshoot of momentum as momentum kind of rolls over right there? And we can tell that it's just a rollover of momentum right there, because here on the trend chart, we can tell that there was no continuation of momentum past the 0.90 threshold right there. The cycle component ended right here, okay? And there was nothing else left in this trade to the upside, okay? So here we go, right there, okay? We had a tilt and the cyan line coming from the threshold here. That's telling you game over. This trade is not going to move in the direction that you had hoped for on the cycle chart. So the initial thesis was if the momentum line rises above 0.90, is it going to continue to run? And we could tell right here by way of cycle coming below zero and momentum tilting down and this bad boy being an exhaustion zone that it's not. Okay, and that's your first clue that price is not going to go. That's the only clue right there that you really need to let you know that price is not going to run in the direction that you had hoped, which is to trend. Okay, and remember, guys, we're not taking any type of cyclic trade today. We're hunting elephants, and we got the elephant gun out, and we're only going to go after the trades that really, really matter to try to hit a home run in today's session. Okay, so we're going to let this bad boy run a little bit here and see if we see any other opportunities in the process. Jay Momentum says he had a great day. Awesome. Definitely post your screenshot, man, over on the Discord channel so we can celebrate your success. Love to hear of your success as well. Okay, guys, and here's what we're looking for. Okay, pay attention. What we're looking for is a crossing of momentum either to the upside or down here to the downside, okay? We're not going to take any cyclic trades at all today, but whenever momentum actually crosses, we're going to pause and cross-check with our trend chart to see if there's any setup for us to go long or short, okay? And right here, look, we didn't have a crossing. It came right there at the threshold of almost crossing, and it kinked up. There was no crossing, so there was no need to actually go and check on the trend side of the chart, okay? So we'll just let this bad boy run right here. Do its thing. And look, guys, in full transparency, these are the type of trades that I look for, and this is exactly the same process I follow in the trades that I take. Momentum trades only, exactly. That's the only thing that, remember, we've got the elephant gun out, man, and we're only aiming for elephants right now. We're not chasing after squirrels, you know, or prices on a shaky desk. We're only going to go after potential momentum setups right now. I'm going to show you exactly how to spot those in today's session. So, same exact process that I follow on my trades, guys. And, you know, with just a couple of other ideas that I think would enhance your approach. Remember, guys, this is all about sharpening your sword, okay? And really sharpening the approach that you have. So that's what we're aiming for today, okay? So right now, as we can tell, price is in cycle mode, okay? It tells you up here in the left-hand corner of the chart, price is cycling, okay? That's exactly what it's doing right there, okay? You've got momentum pretty close to the bottom here, but no cigar. Okay, so right there, let me just pause it, okay? Now we just got a crossing of momentum to the downside right there at this bar. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to put this chart to the side. We're going to come back over here and we're going to ask ourselves, is there anything here on the chart that would give us the impression that price is going to take off? Well, let's examine this closely, okay? Okay, you've got cycle coming down right there below zero, okay? You've got momentum, which is kind of flat right there, okay? It's still below zero. And you also have a shift in momentum right there to the downside, okay? Good. Okay, so you got A and B. These kind of look good right there. But check this out. You also have CYMO over here, which is pretty much about halfway through its move, and it's all the way down here in this bottom threshold, okay? When CYMO kind of drops down to this 0.90 level, guys, price is getting really extended, and what I call it's getting into exhaustion zone right here. So at this point, as a trader, you got to look at your chart and ask yourself, man, okay, you have a probability of price potentially going down right here with momentum going down right here. You got a momentum shift right here, but holy cow, man, look at this. This is all the way down here in exhaustion zone right there. And if you're not sure, okay, you can always wait one extra bar to see if price actually breaks out and goes down and see whether this sustains or actually tilts up. And let's see if that happens. Okay, definitely tilted up right there, guys. That's probably telling you that price is dead, okay, right here. And you have to watch out for these little nuances right here because look, the moment it hits inflection point right here, look at what happened with price. So, did you follow what just happened right now? You had cycle going down, momentum was flat, okay? You had a shift in momentum right here with PureMO. This bad boy was all the way down here in exhaustion zone. Check this out, right smack right there. A good practice, guys, would probably be, you know what? Wait an extra bar. Let's confirm and see what's going to happen. No, look, you confirmed and the extra bar just went up and that died right there, okay? There was nothing else to that trade right there, guys. Inflection point, nothing else, okay? So if there's nothing else, I will go ahead and bring back my cycle chart right here, okay? And continue with that right there, okay? And you can tell right here with the cycle chart that momentum had just really overshot right here when it made its turn to the downside. And it was nothing else but an overshoot of momentum in CYMO, nothing else. It wasn't a real momentum trade, okay? So this is what you want to learn, because this is what's going to help you avoid some of the fake outs that we just saw right now in the trend chart when you confirm what's happening here with what's happening in the trend chart, okay? We're going to look at a few more examples of this and see if we can bag some elephants today, okay? And for this, guys, we want to make sure we're looking at real momentum shifts. That means that the yellow line, which represents momentum, is actually still pushing up above the threshold or coming down below this threshold right there. This will probably be one of the slowest sessions you guys have experienced, but let me tell you, it'll probably be one of the most informative you guys have seen in the last few weeks with the market, the way it moves. Alrighty, we have this bad boy almost wanting to go up. Let's see if it actually crosses the 0.90 threshold. Nope, it didn't. It did an about face right there. Look at that. Again, guys, we're hunting for elephants. We're on the prowl, okay? We're in the bush and we're waiting for the beast to come out. So, you know, we're not chasing that, we're not looking for squirrels or gazelle or anything out. We're looking for potential large moves in price, okay? Also, guys, keep an eye on your 80 bar VWAP line right here, okay? This is always important. Keep an eye, okay, right there. It just sunk right there at 1042. Okay, let me just go ahead and drop an arrow right there. Okay, we will go ahead and put this bad boy aside to see if there is any rotation in price that we should potentially take. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, right here we've got momentum falling. We've got cycle. Cycle's not bad, okay? Cycle is way down here. We've got a shift in momentum to the downside right there as well. A little bit too close for comfort right there. Look at how it's almost kissing right there, okay? And with scalp mode, you're also almost about 3/4 of the way in making that turn upward, all right? So we're about right there, okay? If I'm looking at this, guys, as a trader, this would probably not give me the degree of comfort I need to take a trade. These bad boys right here might potentially cross on the next bar, and this and the next bar might flip up. And if that's the case, then that's the end of the trade, okay? The cycle chart is showing you potential downside, a potential trend trade. This is confirming that that potential trend trade might be a fake. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we, once we close out with the next bar right here, where this blue line goes. Yeah, and that is pretty much it right there, guys. You can tell you had a cyclic crossing right there, and look at this. You have PureMO right there just basically kissing with each other. There is no trade right there. There is no trade at all, guys, right there to the downside. What ended up happening right here is that was a fake to the downside right there. There was nothing here. The moment I saw this tilt, I said to myself, man, this doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. You're right here at the base of support, okay? Your base support level. This hasn't even crossed down. There is no trade to the downside. So let's go ahead and so we caught another fake. That's exactly what we did, okay? And this is important. You want to catch the fakes, and you want to catch them before you jump into those trades, because then otherwise you'll get sucker punched when you get these bars that kind of roll up against you, okay? It's always really important to do that. And look what just happened right here, guys. It hit the 80 bar VWAP. This is pretty amazing. I just told you guys, watch the 80 bar VWAP right there, and look what happened. It hit the 80 bar VWAP and it bounced. And if it doesn't bounce, it's going to stall right here at the 80 bar VWAP, okay? Very, very important to always keep an eye on this green line, either the bottom one or the top one, for potential stalls or breakouts. All right, we've got momentum rising really nicely right there, guys. Really nicely. It just bounced off the 80 bar VWAP right there, okay? And this is something that we see time and again, okay? I won't get tired of telling you to watch that 80 bar VWAP because when price hits it, it bounces. Okay, and if it doesn't bounce, it'll break, and then when you get those breaks, price really moves. So let's see what happens, okay? Right here, we've got momentum right up here, but no cigar. It's got a cross, right? And right there, guys, you just had the cross, okay? So just go ahead and put a little arrow right there, and let's go ahead and look at our trend chart right here, okay? So here's what's happening with our trend chart. Wow. Now we got some movement right here with the trend chart. You got a shift in momentum, okay? The lines are nice and wide right there. It's going up. You've got momentum rising here from the bottom as well, which is really good. You got cycle, which is still above the zero line right there, but you've got this bad boy also rising over here as well, okay? Right smack right there. It's kind of like almost halfway there, so let's go ahead and see what happens. I might go ahead and let's say we can maybe take a trade right there and
order
pull
filled
the trigger and see what happens. And what we want to see is we want to see continuation. And right here, perfect, okay? This is really, really nice. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see momentum climb up to the upper threshold right there. So our little strategy, guys, of using the cycle chart to get in got us in the trade 1 to about maybe 3 bars earlier than we would have had we just waited for the trend to actually confirm crossing above the 0.90 threshold right there, okay? And this bad boy didn't actually just end right there. It's just continuing to go right there, okay? So at this juncture, we will take the trade off whenever we see cycle number 2 or we see momentum right here hit the top threshold, the red line right there, then we will go ahead and potentially take the trade off. So first things first, we start counting our cycles, okay? Cycle number 1 began right here. Let's see, began over here. It was actually a long cycle, okay? Began right there. This is the moment where we confirm the trend is actually in effect, okay? The strongest part of the trend is right here, not the beginning. So you got cycle 1, it begins here, ends here. Now we have the commencement of cycle number 2 right here, okay? So we just go back to the same process, all right? So right there. And this is holding up really nice on top of the VWAP right there. It hasn't crossed inside to tell you that the trend is over either. This is holding up really super nice to the upside. And we'll just continue to ride this until we actually get the signal to get out. And notice how the VWAP lines also turn green, telling you that you're in trend mode. And up here in the left corner of the chart, it also says trending as well, okay? So it's giving you both confirmation by the color change, and on the left-hand corner of the chart, it's also telling you that you're trending. All right, guys, I'm gonna start looking for an exit on this trade because you've got the end of cycle 2, and you got this bad boy right here just about to flip on me to the downside, okay? And if that happens, then right there, okay? This is exhaustion right there. I will go ahead and clip that right there for a nice $8,000-$9,000 win to the upside. You just had the end of cycle number 2 right here as well, okay? So that really marks the end of this whole move to the upside right there. And that was from 20,083 all the way to 20,286, guys.
Wow, did you see that? That's what you call precision.
That's what precision trading looks like, guys, right there. Okay, this is over 200 points. Nice, clean trade to the upside. All right, so now we're back here in cycle mode right here, okay? Remember, look at how nicely the VWAP sustained price as it was trending up. And the moment that it actually crossed back into the channels right here, the lines turned orange right here, okay? And so now you're back here in cycle mode. So now that we're in cycle mode, I'm going to go ahead and bring back our cycle chart because that's what you want to look at right there, right? You're in cycle mode, you look at your cycle chart, okay? Is this your setup? Yeah, all the details concerning this setup are on the link in my bio, so you can feel free and click that link and learn a little bit more about these tools. So yeah, that's my little quick intro right there to the tools. So let's go ahead and see what happens. It almost crossed to the downside. There's no cigar because the trade actually has to cross to the downside in the same way it did in the same way it crossed to the upside right there. All right, so let's see what happens right here and see if there's any other opportunities that we can actually take. So that was a nice little elephant that we bagged today right there, and we missed all the squirrels that were roaming around inside the VWAP throughout the morning session. Okay, so this trade alone just kind of made up for all the squirrels. Alrighty, so here we have another potential setup right here, guys. Okay, this bad boy. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and put a little arrow on it right there, and let's go ahead and see if we can spot a potential setup to the upside right there. Okay, so this is probably going to be super easy to do for you guys right there. Momentum is below zero. Cycle just pointed up. You have a small shift in momentum to the upside right there. But what's happening here with scalp mode? Okay, scalp mode has not come up above the threshold right here, guys. Let's go ahead and give it another bar. Let's see if that happens. Okay, nope. Okay. This is a false break, okay, guys? This isn't going to happen, okay? Nothing is going to happen right there. That was a fake out. And you see how momentum just kind of slid to the side? There's nothing that's going to happen right there. And that's the reason you confirm it with your setup right here before you dive in head first and jump on a potential trade that's not going to go anywhere, okay? This bad boy right here told you there is no huff and puff. It's not going to go anywhere. It's cycling. Remember that when it's inside the gray zone, it's cycling, guys. All right, so this is something that you can use with your setup right here to really, really nail these trades and to avoid some of the fake outs that you guys might see with the signals, okay? So here we go, right there. You will see a fake out here and there, but you want to make sure you trade with precision. You add that bad boy right there, and that'll give you a little bit of extra clarity as to whether or not there's a real move or not. And I'll run this bad boy till about almost 1 p.m. today. Then I'll do some Q&A with you guys, right? All right, we got momentum right here at the 0.90 line, but nope, no cigar. Look at that. Just tilt it down, guys, right there. Bunch of noise, guys. Bunch of noise right there. There is no trend trades right there to be taken right now. I'm just going to let this bad boy run. I've only got about maybe a half hour on this timer, and it goes pretty quick. So let's see what happens between now and then. Okay, no cigar right here either. Momentum did not break below the threshold. Just kind of did an about face right there. And let's see if momentum actually breaks above this to give us maybe another opportunity to check and see if there's anything there for us. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure enough, it did right there. So let's go ahead and put a little marker right there. And let's go ahead and check with our trend chart over here. Okay, well, this is not bad at all. Okay, check this out, guys, right there. Okay, you've got cycle rising. You've got momentum also rising as well below the zero line right there. You got a tiny shift in momentum right here to the upside, okay? And you've got a breakout of CYMO right there. Okay, so that to me looks like a decent, nice, clean setup, the outset of something that might happen. So I don't mind taking a
order
buy
filled
right there. Okay, I've got it set to, I think I've got it set to 14. Yeah, I've got it set to 14, which is a little bit more sensitive because I really want to capture these quick shifts in price. So I got to set, yeah, it's set to 14 for sure. So here we go, guys. You got cycle and momentum up right here. You've got momentum actually turning over here. Let's see what happens. So the goal is you want to make sure that momentum actually climbs up and takes off up here, okay? And if momentum actually goes up this way, then you can go ahead and start counting your cycles, provided you still have a signal right here with PureMO, okay? And sure enough, that's exactly what it did. Look at that right there, okay? So then if this is the case, then this would be cycle number 1 right here, guys, okay? cycle 1 right there. Now you're right here at resistance, okay? And you have to watch this because you're at the resistance line and you're still in the cyclic component right here and you're hoping for a potential breakout. Oh yeah, well look, your PureMO just kind of hit this right there, and if it hits that right there, guys, then that is probably
Order
it.
filled.
Take your money and run right there, because this is likely gonna fall right there, and this is not gonna turn into a trend trade either. Look what just happened with momentum right here. Okay, momentum just sunk below the line. You also had this bad boy right here telling you that, yep, this was probably a cyclic move right there, and you had momentum also fall right back into the gray threshold right there, guys. That is the end of that trade. Still not a bad trade. From 304 to 319, you still made some decent pointage right there. Okay, so
Wow, did you see that? That's what you call precision.
all right, guys, that's how we hunt with precision right there, guys. Okay, I want to just kind of blow up the chart right there so you guys could see it. Okay, just put this over here on this side. Here's the process. All right, it's really simple. Okay, we started with CYMO on the 2-minute chart. We weren't looking for just any pullbacks, flicker, or faint. We were watching for structure holding, cycles syncing up and coiling with intention, and most importantly, the absence of noise, because elephants don't creep, guys, they stomp. Okay, and then came PureMO. Okay, when that purple line tilted above the 0.90 threshold, okay, when momentum aligned with structure, that's when we took the shot. Okay, and today we absolutely nailed it with this trade to the upside, and we caught a little bit more to the upside over here in this trade as well. Okay, now let me tell you why most traders never see the elephant. Most traders never even spot the elephant in the bush because they're too busy chasing rabbits. They react to every flicker on the chart. They confuse sideways chop for opportunity, and then they wonder why they're emotionally drained by noon, with nothing to show for but a blown evaluation and a sad little P&L. Today, we did the opposite. We waited, we lined it up, and we let structure and the tools confirm it for us. And when it was time, boom, elephant down, okay? This is what it's like to hunt elephant, guys, with just the momentum tools telling you exactly what to look for in the process of hunting down that beast, okay? So if you want to hunt like this, well, we'll show you how for free, okay? This is your moment, guys. You get a 7-day free trial, CYMO Pro, which is your structure sniper, PureMO, this bad boy right here, which is your momentum confirmation. You get Scalp Mo for those who want to scalp while stalking. You get the dynamic VWAP up here, your real-time terrain map. You also get the daily bot briefings, which is basically market intel before the bell. You get 2 free one-on-one sessions to dial in your charts. And yes, you also get Dr. Freud, your free mindset coach, because fear pulls more traders out of the game than bad trades ever will. No contracts, no gimmicks, just real tools for real traders. And the link's in my bio if you want to go ahead and take these bad boys for a 7-day test drive. So I'll go ahead and leave it there, guys, and I'll open it up for any Q&A you guys might have.